Hi guys, welcome to a new video. So today we'll take a look at another replay, which will be once again a 2v2 with SoulsKeeper. This will be the fourth replay of this series of 6 replays with SoulsKeeper in a 2v2. So let's see what we have here. Once again, it's Darkside Forest as usually. We have 75% game speed, and this time I will be playing once again as Fallen, same as the previous game. And seems like actually we are playing against different opponents right now. So SoulsKeeper is playing as Red Beast once again. So once again we are trying to practice this same composition of Beast and Fallen. These games were actually played before the 2v2 showdown, so a little bit older games, but still we are of course practicing this composition that we tried to utilize in the tournament. So that's why we are playing Beast and Fallen all the time. We are just figuring out who is going to play which race, which we finally established on me playing Fallen and SoulsKeeper playing Beast. Our opponents in this game are White Defender playing as Beast on the side of SoulsKeeper, so there we have a Beast mirror, and on my side there is Theoryx, so we also have a Fallen mirror on this side. So perfectly balanced races and positions. Of course, these are a little bit weaker opponents than we had Pravsha and All-Star in the previous replays, but still it's at least some variety, so you can see some other players probably pulling out some different strategies. I'm going for a baseline opener, of course, with 2 hives. You don't really have any more options with Fallen unless you go for immediate expansion. SoulsKeeper once again building a little bit more in the back, not really closing the entrance as you can see here. Me doing, or a White Defender trying to close it a little bit here, even though he actually built his stable in the back. But maybe he just wants to make something more tanky here together with the arena. As you can see, stick it a little bit more towards the center of this entrance, not all the way to the side. So maybe he just wants to block it with one building and then just place like 2 warriors or a Baron and warrior to this side to fully lock it out. Theoryx also building kinda open base here, not really focusing on closing it or anything. Yeah, I basically fully close it from this side, even though maybe there is still small entrance, but I will probably close it later with second control form. And I just left enough space here so I can pass through here with some bigger units and potentially defend here. Maybe I can put 1 tower behind it if I need to. Yeah, so I'm immediately scouting Theoryx with 1 hive stinger. As you can see, that I didn't even finish his second hive yet, but he's also going for incubator. I'm just making my soul trap in the back, even though as you can see I already have it finished while also having both hives, but so I'm definitely a little bit ahead here. We already see White Defender making a totem, so he's playing really defensively this, not really transferring to Goblin Riders or Trolls too quickly. I'm actually scouting him here even faster than SoulsKeeper, while also scouting Theoryx, so I'm just doing the scouting job here, which is always fine to do with Fallen. Yeah, so I'm just saying the Defender is already made a totem, so SoulsKeeper doesn't need to worry about defense or anything, he just needs to get 2 Trolls immediately. So we can push that. Yeah, you just need to understand the role of Fallen in a 2v2. Usually your job will always be scouting, you need to scout what your enemies are doing, you need to scout all expansion options if they are not expanding, you need to scout the main crossroads so you see if you are not getting pushed, because it's super easy to do it with hive stingers, and if you have especially Beast as your ally, which is really hard to actually scout, you definitely need to do this job for him. Just give the information about the map, and after that you just need to react together quickly enough. But I'm immediately going for Vengeance Hall, as you can see, making another Summoner to make another Vengeance Hall, and then also Sorrow Shrine. There is Theoryx, so I'll probably scout him with these hive stingers. SoulsKeeper finally making the Dark Archer, as I told him to go for Trolls. We see White Defender just making Goblin Hut and Weapon Master while also investing into a totem, so if he will ever have Trolls, it will be really after a long time. Right now he has only 2 warriors, 2 Barons actually kinda injured, so I probably did some nice harassment here with my hive stinger, and he cannot really heal the Barons with Beast, so that's definitely good. Now he's also going for Dark Archer, so investing even more resources into buildings and making less and less units. I have a little bit stronger army than Theoryx here, also having the defensive position, so He definitely cannot push me. Also, if I needed some help, I can just tell SoulsKeeper to come there. He's actually not making Bestiary, going for Weapon Master right now. Making the Bestiary a little bit later, it was definitely a mistake. As I said before, we just need Trolls to push this. Outside of that, we will have no problem to defeating them. I will have strong enough army to defeat anyone on open field. I'm already making a Sorrow Shrine, making the second Vengeance Hall, as I said. Already almost finishing a second Nightmare. Right now I'm just sending some scouts out. White Defender also checking this. I will just check the expansions, but as you can see, Theoryx is already making an expansion. And I actually didn't have a scout there probably, or he killed him before and I didn't remake him. So this is definitely something we need to start worrying about, but to be honest, it's not that big of a problem. Because he just invested resources into that. He's not getting any new resources from there yet. So all I need to do is actually make a timing push and just kill it. And White Defender has basically nothing to come and help him. Now he's starting to make his Bestiary, finish his Harpy Nest, but SoulsKeeper already has a Bestiary and he's producing first troll and he's also building a second Bestiary. I'm finally sending the scout here. It's still just half HP Dark Fortress, so this is soon enough. Now I'll find out about it. I will probably let SoulsKeeper know, immediately pinging here. Also I'm sending scout here just to check if SoulsKeeper, if White Defender is also expanding, which is not the case in this situation, so we don't need to worry about that. Immediately SoulsKeeper is coming to help me push this. I already have 5 Nightmares. Actually not 5, I have 6, which is the perfect amount you want to have for a push. Usually I like to add 2 more Materials, but since I'm mainly against Fallen in this match, I just decided to go for 2 more Nightmares. I also researched Nail Scourge in Sorrow Shrine to get some extra movement speed for my Nightmares. I don't know what SoulsKeeper is doing here with the Witch, but probably it was just a rally point. So we can just start pushing here. White Defender also trying to make an expansion, but he has no units. His army is also slow, so he definitely cannot get here on time. And Theoryx has basically no army, so we'll definitely push this expansion. So 400 gold and 125 wood wasted from Theoryx on this. I can also shield the warriors of my Hivestingers, so we'll most likely lose 0 units here. There's already a first troll from SoulsKeeper. And to be honest, you cannot really defeat this army on open field unless you have really good micromanagement and really good counters. And they didn't have any of that. So this was a really free kill, and the only way they can really protect this is with ton of towers. But since you also have trolls now, I don't think they can really do anything anymore, even though they are building some expansions. Right now they are only wasting resources on that and not really getting any advantage. So it depends if we'll continue pushing Theoryx here or if we'll also go for this expansion, even though we maybe didn't see White Defender's expansion yet, so I'm not sure what we'll do here yet. I'm just making more and more Hivestingers and Nightmares. Now when I know that we will probably also fight with White Defender, who is not fallen, I'm also starting to make some Materials, so I can get some Necromancy Skeletons there, just some extra front line for free. But since SoulsKeeper also made a ton of warriors, I actually don't even need to worry about the front line so much. But I can at least maybe get some skeleton archers for some extra damage. Also the Materials, they don't have too much damage, but it's still at least something. They have pretty good attack speed. They have leech, so they can also heal a little bit. Maybe also you can use them a little bit as some tanks, even though they have really low HP. And now even White Defender is going to lose some Goblin Riders here for free. I'm sending another scout there to Theoryx expansion, just to see if he maybe decided to rebuild it. Of course, micromanaging my Nightmares here a little bit, so I don't lose anything. I'll probably lose some Hivestingers to the splash damage of Goblin Riders, but that's not too big of a problem. Theoryx is not even going there to help White Defender, so this troll will probably die for free. He's actually trying to run around, but since we have so many units everywhere, we actually managed to run here because SoulsKeeper was not paying attention to the fight, so if he sent the warriors there, he could have definitely prevented this. Right now he's just going to lose everything, but he actually managed to put his trolls into stone form, So we only lost one there, maybe some Goblin Riders. Yeah, right now he's trying to get on my Nightmares because he deals extra damage to them since it's spike damage. But since I didn't nail Scourge upgrade, I have actually really good movement speed, and even though I lost basically all of my front line now, I don't really care because this is a really mobile army with high damage, and SoulsKeeper can just act as a tank for me right now. And I'm still producing more and more Hive Stingers. Yeah, even some Matriarchs right now, because they cost only 50 gold, so it's the same as Hive Stinger, and I can at least use my gems on them, so Matriarchs are always good if we have enough Nightmares and need to also produce ton of Hive Stingers to get some front line really quickly. White Defender has some trolls here, but SoulsKeeper will take care of that. I will just go for the expansion immediately to stop the extra income they have. I don't have a scout here right now, but doesn't really matter. If I wanted to make an expansion, I would make it here, and their scouts are on the side, so that's not the biggest problem for us. Yeah, he has a troll here. Probably didn't see him for a while, since he was not moving it. Actually, all the players have around 500 gold. I have like 300, so I'm trying to spend it all the time. They are kind of sitting on the resources right now, even though there is no fight, so I'm not sure what they are focusing on. But as you can see, Theoryx is actually trying to come up with a new strategy, making Void Walker. So potentially going for some freeze strategy. But the freeze is only good if we have ton of damage. I'd live with some trolls, catapults and Avengers. Otherwise you won't be really able to utilize the freeze too much, because you won't be able to use the stun in your favor. You will just freeze the units, you won't have enough damage to kill them in the freeze, and then they will just come out and kill you anyways. Also the freeze is actually increasing the armor by like 8 or 7. I think 8, which is just a ton. So it's even harder to kill the units, and you need ton of damage to actually utilize the freeze. So I don't think that's the smartest decision for them right now. They should probably just transfer to Avengers. Try to make as many trolls, maybe at some towers. But to be honest, I don't think they can really do much right now. We have at least some trolls which will always deal with the enemy towers. And I mean, to be honest, right now we could just take all of this and push White Defender. He has no units, only 3 trolls and 1 one Goblin Hunter. But yeah, there are actually some Hive Stingers from Theoryx, maybe trying to do something. So we are just trying to play this as careful as we can. I even built a Deformer here for some Unholy Regeneration healing. Even though I'm not really standing on it right now, but I'll probably move there really soon. SoulsKeeper also going for some healing with sacrifices, so I can immediately get from that sacrificed unit another skeleton. Yeah, I have another Deformer in the back. Yeah, so Theoryx tried to drop here on the trolls, but immediate reaction with Stoneform from SoulsKeeper and also ton of air damage from us. Right now I'm even using the Windwalk ability to increase movement speed of my units, immediately rushing here, which forced him to use Stoneform. Now he's going to die to the trolls. Theoryx trying to drop here, but I also was prepared there with some Hive Stingers, stopping him with some warriors of SoulsKeeper. Right now actually everyone is just sitting on one of resources. Actually I don't know what we were all doing here. Yeah, even I have ton of gold, but I don't have too many gems, so... But I could definitely at least make expansion. I'm not producing any units now, I started. SoulsKeeper and White Defender both have 1000. Yeah, I mean White Defender is dead now, but he could have definitely made something before we pushed him. Yeah, White Defender was surprised why we were able to walk through his Stoneform trolls, but obviously he was just standing there on few positions. It was not like a line where they would be right next to each other and he could block a path with them. You would need to micromanage that way better. Outside of that you can of course just walk around them if there is space between each of the trolls. But yeah, we defeated White Defender. Theoryx is not really surrendering. This is actually also one of the aspects that you will usually see when we play against Pravsha, Aegis, Suvak, Makrozerg, All-Star, all of these really good players. Usually when one of them is just a little bit pushed, maybe he lost his army or something and he knows that he will just die, both of the players usually immediately leave, so we can go another game. If you play against some players which are more average or below average, usually they will just fight, even though they are already dead, because they are trying to just get some few more kills instead of getting to another game and trying to win it. So that's another aspect that you will usually see. But this will be probably interesting. He will still go for red freeze, as I mentioned. I don't have my own Void Walkers to dispel this. With Beast you cannot even dispel it, and we don't have any Empire with mages, so we just needed to sit this, but of course we have like, I don't know, 50 times more units or something, so it obviously cannot do anything. All of these Hive Stingers will kill the Harvesters basically immediately. Seems like he doesn't even have Grasp researched. I'm still raising new skeletons with my Matriarchs here. I also have a ton of Nightmares. I don't have the biggest upgrades, only 2 damage upgrades for Nightmares, 2 upgrades for Hive Stingers. I didn't even make Incubator in this game, but that's fine. We didn't go for expansions. Yeah, I was saying that everyone's will try to copy this if we play too much. Eventually it didn't, actually. It was not that broken in the tournament. We managed to get to the semi-finals, I think. Then we just lost there. But yeah, I mean, if you didn't see the 2v2 tournament, you can watch it, go watch that. Right now, let's check the results. We had 20 minutes game, which was a little bit longer, but once again, we needed to finish all the buildings, since no one surrendered. Here you can see the power of this strategy, of course. We have 123 kills. Theoryx actually more units, but he was utilizing Flying Hive Stingers, so this is due to Metamorphosis. It's not the real number. But he still lost 109 units, so he definitely had over 100. Then we have the largest army here. Experience, of course. And I didn't have too many researches, of course, Nailed Scourge, and then the 2 damage upgrades for Nightmares. Outside of that, I didn't make anything. Not too many buildings from anyone either, but there was no Empire, so this is probably fine. And resources, once again, no one made an expansion. But I mean, Theoryx finished it, I think, maybe even White Defender after that, but we destroyed them. And yeah, they didn't really get any value from that. We also have way more gems, and yeah, everyone was kinda overgathering wood. I was also overgathering by 500, but that was still reasonable for some potential expansion. They still had multiple thousand left, so definitely a little bit of a waste there, but they still had a ton of resources unspent in the end, so that probably didn't matter that much. But yeah, nice game. It was once again something a little bit different with different players. We'll see what we will have there for the next game. We still have like 2 more games with SoulsKeeper, I think. Then I have some other 2v2 replays, so we definitely have more games ahead of us. So yeah, thanks for watching and take care, guys.